Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Two Girls with Cancer. I am your host, Becky, here with the beautiful
Ashley.
Ashley. And it's been a couple of months since we've recorded. Sorry, I'm trying to itch, but there's a thing in the way. It's been a couple months since we recorded. You can tell by how long all of our hairs are.
And I'm letting it grow.
Take a look at these bangs. Oh, what do we got? And I did nothing with it today because, like, what do you even do with this?
I like the swoop. I like it.
The swoop. I've officially left the Phyllis bus driver face,
right. Yeah,
where it just poofs. Now it just
it looks good.
I don't know. I think it'll be cute. Like, shave those sides up, clean it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go full Karen soon. I'm gonna be yelling at kids. Calling the police for kids skateboarding out front. There's kids playing out front. Come here immediately. I'm gonna be posted on the Karen groups on Instagram.
You wouldn't even. Just your haircut.
Just my haircut. I know my kids called me a Karen before. I think I told you this. They called me a Karen before, and I was like, I'm an anti-Karen. Like, I'm the opposite of Karen.
Right?
Like, I care so much about all the other things that I've come full circle.
I just think to our kids alone, that will always be something Karen or
maybe
mean or whatever.
Mean, yeah,
because we're their moms.
That's true. I think I'm a pretty easygoing mom, though.
Me too.
But I don't know, teenagers, man.
I'm not excited for that.
It was Halloween yesterday. My kids both went out trick-or-treating. There seems to be quite a surge of teenagers going trick-or-treating, which I don't hate, because what else would they be doing? Well, like, imagine what we were doing at that age.
I don't even know.
Partying, for sure. Well, not me, but I figured you probably. That's my assumption.
I mean, yeah, probably.
But like a couple years from now, parties for sure, and like nothing good happens at a party. Like, let's be honest. I hope my kid always just wants to go to youth group and not go to parties. But
let's be real. You got two girls and I have a boy.
Beautiful girls who love to be social, and the younger one, she's tried alcohol.
Yeah.
We had a little party here at the house. I think she was like, gosh, how old is she now? 12. So she must have been about 8 at the time, or almost 8. And we were playing beer pong at my kitchen table, me and my friends, and left the beer cups there because, like, we hadn't cleaned them up.
Didn't think
she friggin' drank them all.
What?
Luckily, they were only like
because it's just
in the bottom, and it was like light.
I love that beer.
It was disgusting, and I think because we were like, "Oh my god, what did you do?" Now it's like she got that reaction. And
so she doesn't do it?
No, and she's just like, alcohol. I'm like, no. So I do think that she'll probably want to drink as a teenager, where the older one has no interest in it. She's like, she's my good girl. Yeah. Anyway, immediately deleting all of this so I don't go to jail. And this has nothing to do with anything. But anyways, so we took a pretty long break. Yeah. Sorry, I need to cough. Coffee makes me phlegmy. Okay. We took a long break to prioritize our physical health and our mental health. And plus we did 22 episodes. So that's like a good time for a season. Like, TV shows are usually 22 episodes. Right. Now, episode 22 did not come out because for some reason I can't get it to open on my phone where I do all the editing. I can do it on the computer. I don't know how to edit it on the computer. If anyone who knows anything about podcasts and production wants to come help us for free, please do, because we don't know. But we have like quite a lot in store for the future here, and big plans, and we're very excited about it. We're going to be rebranding. Yep. So technically, this episode that we're doing right now is not season 2, but it's not season 1 either. This is like season 1.5. Yeah. It's sort of like a breakthrough episode.
And why we took some time off, our health, and just needed that break.
Yeah. It's just a little update for people, because people have reached out to me and said, hey, like, what's going on? Why haven't I seen you? Are you not worried about losing followers? And I'm just like,
right now, we really just started, and we're like, you know what? We're just going to do it. And now we actually have more of a vision to what we want. And
season 1 was zero intention. Like, it was just like, let's just do it. We have a lot to talk about. We got a lot of trauma to
get off our chest,
deal with,
try and help people, and what we've gone through and what we've done.
Yeah, we've had a lot of ups and downs in that time. But for season 2, we're really going to focus on some stuff. I won't
and it's not going to just be specific on cancer and stuff like that. We're going to open up to a whole different, like, to everything, life, women,
yes,
what we go through.
Yeah, season 1 we talked a lot about cancer, and then when we talked about you know diets and disease and stuff like that, or inflammation, yeast, whatever, it's how it kind of pertains to cancer, stuff that we've personally experienced through the cancer journey. This season is going to be more talking to guests. And talking about all life things, everything. Mental health, different diseases. I want to get an eye doctor on here to talk about how eyes change during chemo. Yes, that does relate to cancer, but like I feel so blind. In 2020, I had LASIK done and I could finally see after, how old was I in 2020? 35? No, how old am I? 33? Like for 30 years, I had glasses up until that point. And then I finally spent a ton of money, had laser eye surgery. I had 3 good years without my glasses, and now I need glasses again because chemo effed my eyes up, and it sucks. And so, you know, I just feel like that's kind of relevant to people because you don't realize that when you're like, yeah, I'll put this disgusting poison in my body to kill cancer because I'm desperate to stay alive. You don't realize like your eyes are going to dry up, and also so is your vagina. So, surprise. Another thing we're going to talk about, menopause.
Oh yeah, that one. That one creeped into our doors here.
Somehow we're both going through it. Even like Ashley didn't even go through chemo, but her type of cancer was hormonal.
And then the left ovary and fallopian tube that they cut out.
It taken out. Yeah, when you lose an ovary, of course.
And I'm just like, ooh, this roller coaster of crazy.
I have an appointment in a couple weeks with the menopause clinic in Edmonton, and I had to fill out a questionnaire. I have it right here. Yeah. Let's go through it. This is not a menopause episode, but it's turning into. Okay. It was asking about different symptoms that I might be going through. And hot flashes. I don't know why I put mild because
I sweat at nighttime.
Yeah, hot flashes, night sweats, difficulty getting to sleep, difficulty staying awake, sleeping frequently. Oh, no, sorry. Difficulty staying asleep and waking frequently. I'm also dyslexic now. That's new. Restless legs, tired, irritable, anxiety and panic, depressed, mood swings, crying spells, loss of confidence, poor memory, difficulty concentrating, vaginal dryness and itching. Check. Change, not itching, but like dryness. Change in vaginal discharge, vaginal infections, urinate more than usual.
Oh,
yeah, you.
No, all the time.
Leak urine. Sometimes I don't have that, luckily.
Yeah, I'm not
strong need to urinate, pain or burning when peeing, bladder infections, lack of desire, interest in sex, difficulty achieving orgasm, pain during intercourse, headaches, migraines, dizzy and lightheadedness, breast tenderness. I had to put no on that one because I don't know. But
you have one.
I have phantom boob.
That makes sense.
My right boob that no longer exists itches all the time, and I go to scratch it and I'm like, nothing's there. It's the most bizarre. And I scratch my chest and it does not satisfy. It's horrible.
Interesting.
Yeah. What else we got? Bloated, skin feels crawling or itching, hair loss, uncontrollable loss of stool or gas, new facial hair. We're gonna come back season 2 full beard.
Right.
Muscle or joint pain, heart palpitations. And like, how many of those are severe on my list? And most of them are moderate. So
I know.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. Like, I never wanted to think that's what I was going through, but I was literally like at the point where the week prior to my period, I was losing my mind. I couldn't control it. And I don't sleep anymore. Yeah. But it's also a combination of what we had gone through, I'm assuming.
Impending doom.
Right.
Mine
forever like stressed out, living in fight or flight. Actually, my sister sent me this the vagus nerve.
Yeah.
She sent me this clip, I don't know, it's Facebook or something. And this chick pretty much, she said to lay on your back, put your knees up, look up at the ceiling, and then just turn your eyes like left. And then if you yawn, sigh, or something else, then that's a release of your vagus nerve. And then you go to the right. I did that.
We just like the whole time.
It took 30 seconds and then I yawned, but I literally passed out
as soon as I'm done.
Right? Oh, really? It's just to calm your body and stuff, and it actually worked. I tried it last night. That didn't work last night, but
it's so interesting how many people's adrenals are overworked.
But why isn't this stuff taught to us? So why aren't we told how to be able to do it and help ourselves, right?
Now that I'm seeing blood on the microscope, which we'll get into further in the season, everyone's adrenals are so overworked. It's because we have terrible sleep patterns. We're like this all night long, staring at the blue screen. Do you go to the bathroom without your phone? No, absolutely not. Even when you're like needing some downtime, some rest, your phone is in your face.
Right.
Of course, our adrenals are overworked. We're in fight or flight constantly. And that's how I feel. Like,
yeah, me too.
As someone who's used to living in a very chaotic life, you know, in relationships and stuff, waiting for that like when I'm in a comfortable spot like I am now,
then you still were like,
I'm looking for
yes, me too.
Stuff. I was gonna swear. I'm looking for something. And my husband said to me, because this is my new thing, I have panic attacks now, and I'm also pretty sure my husband's having an affair, which he's not.
but in your mind.
And it's been a horrible month. Like, people have been trying to reach out to me. Even my grandma messaged me like, hey, I haven't heard from you in a long time. You know why? Because I'm having a full-on mental breakdown at home, panicking that my husband's having an affair, thinking I'm going to die again. Every pain is cancer. Why do my kids hate me? I have to go back to work soon. I don't even know what day it is. Like,
it's such a vicious cycle.
It's been horrible. Absolutely horrible. And so, like, I'm just so tired, and like I haven't been sleeping, and maybe part of it is menopause, or maybe part of it is this impending doom, because I wake up like this. And anyway, my husband said to me, you are so used to being on every side of infidelity that you don't even know when life is good. Or because, like, admittedly, I've been the other woman, I have cheated, I've been cheated on, and I hate to say all of that. Like, I have a lot of shame that comes with that.
But you're honest, and that's a part of your
I'm
past.
Honest, and I
have you learned from it? I think the biggest thing
100%.
is people will hold on to that, but it's like, would you do it again? Probably not.
No.
Right? And it's like, yeah, I've been cheated on. I mean, everyone except for the one now, you know, and it's like, I've never cheated, but did I have
you have.
I never have. I've thought about it, but that was the one thing I knew that I could never do. I couldn't.
In the moment,
but your mind doesn't. Your mind's not stable enough to make that decision, because when you're lacking something for so long, or something like that, then right.
I think a lot of it is trauma that is undealt with, that manifests itself into whatever. For me, like, I had a lot of undealt with trauma from my past relationships, and it manifests itself. And when you feel triggers from something that reminds you of that, it puts you back exactly in that headspace, and then you lash out. Because for me, it was like, I'm not going to be the one to get hurt. I'm going to be the one to hurt. And so it's caused a lot of issues. That should be one of our topics, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're going to do a relationship one.
It's going to get real vulnerable this season. I'm honestly, I think I'm going to title this episode, I'm Not Fine. Remember episode 2? I'm fine. I don't think I'm fine. Like,
I have been struggling. This last 2 months have been the hardest in a while for me, with my health and my tummy and the trauma, and just such a role. I feel bad for, like, my family, my boyfriend, my kid, just because I haven't been, well, and I never will be the person I used to be, but just being sick so constantly, it puts a lot, you know, the mom guilt and laying in bed and stress. And
I know
it sucks.
I said this all to my counselor on Wednesday. I am tired of trying to fix myself, but also having to fix everyone else. I'm trying to fix my marriage. I'm trying to repair broken relationships with my children. I'm trying to also not die, you know, not that I'm in a place where I'm going to die, but, like, you know what I'm saying? And I said, I don't have it in me. And I text my husband this week when he went to work, and I was just in one of those headspaces where I'm like, he's cheating on me. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't, like, make everything work. And I said, and I'm done. And I said that. I said, my one kid is on the verge of a mental breakdown. She's always sad, always crying, whatever. I said, my one kid is so mean to everybody. I said, I don't believe anything that you're saying to me. And all the while, I have to fix myself. And he's like, I can't do it. I'm done. And I was talking to my counselor about it a couple days later. And I said, I literally looked up all-inclusive trips for one.
Oh,
I did.
honey.
I literally did. And the reason I didn't book it, quite honestly, is because it's cheaper for two. So I was like, I don't want to pay that big price for one person. But I said to her, like, I can't just escape. Like, I can't run away from my problems. And you know what she said to me? Why can't you? And I said, well, because I have responsibilities. I'm a mom and this and that. And she said, why can't you take a break to clear your head? She said, can you send your kids to their dads? Yeah, of course I can. Can you go away for a few days by yourself? Yeah. She's like, why don't you? And I was like, and then she goes, you can get really cheap flights to Cuba. I was like, oh, I'm just going to go to Cuba by myself. But I appreciate what she's saying, but like ultimately,
at the end of the day,
I don't want to just run away from my problems.
Exactly. But I also feel that we have so much on our plate. Like even with the early menopause, the weight gain that comes into it, like since I got that procedure done, it didn't work. Maybe it did, but I just keep gaining weight and I just can't.
Yeah.
You know, so there's so many things that play into this. And it's like, would we love to take a break? Of course. But then you have the guilt that comes with it. It's like, but I didn't do this and this and this and this. It's such a hard cycle.
I told the counselor, I said, I feel bad that I don't feel bad about it. Like, I feel bad that I don't miss my kids when they're gone for a few days.
Yeah, but that's only, honestly, when you're so overwhelmed and people who have gone through sickness and stuff like that, they'll understand. But it's like, when my son will go to daycare when I'm not feeling well, I don't feel bad either, because you know what? We need to have that, because we can't be the best parents or the best versions of ourselves if we're always in fight or flight. Right?
Yeah.
You can't.
And that's basically what she said. Like, you need a break because you're a human being before you're a mom, before you're a spouse, before you're a partner.
Exactly.
Whatever. But yeah, like I don't know. I'm learning more about trauma, and I've always been a person who prides themselves on bouncing back. Like, it didn't matter what happened. Like, Becky bounces back and she bounces back better than before. And I said to my counselor, like, I actually don't know that I've ever bounced back better than before. I think I buried it enough where
that's what I was going to say.
I didn't need to deal with it. So I felt better. Like, the stressor was out of my life, but it was hidden. And that's part of what's going on is like all the counseling that I go through, because I do a lot. It's uncovering so much stuff. And it like, I want to hide it. I want to repress. I want to bury it down. So
but then that's what's just going to resonate. That's going to stick in your body. Then you're going to get sick because you're holding on to it.
There's a book I'm about to download. It's called Your Body Keeps Score or something like that. My counselor told me about it. And it's about trauma being stored in different places of your body. And it is going to come out. And so, you know, I've been with my husband 7.5 years. You know, not once have I ever thought he was having an affair. Not once have I been insecure who he's talking to, where he is. He'll go to the bathroom and I'm like walking past to hear if I can hear him calling someone. It's
because
insane.
Because so much trauma you've gone through, and now you're going into early menopause, plus everything else you have to think about.
No boob, and I have 900 pounds.
And then you don't,
I get it,
right? Like, that's like me. If anyone knows me, I have skinny legs. I've always had skinny legs. My weight doesn't go there. It goes in my tummy and my arms and my face. I get it. It's hard, you know, when you don't look at yourself and you're not happy, right? And then you just want, when you're intimate with someone, you just want them to make you feel,
for sure,
you know?
Well, and then when that ends as well, or the intimacy is not there, plus you don't care about what your body, or like you don't care for your body, I mean, and you're feeling insecure, and then all this past stuff is coming out, you go crazy.
What a ride, hey? It's like,
well, so all this insecurity and stuff from my first marriage. Keep in mind, I split up with my husband in 2014. It is 2024. Okay, 10 years, and him and I are buddies. I love talking to him on the phone. We text every day. We talk on the phone. He is my friend. Like, he is genuinely my friend now. And I love it. I love this relationship him and I have now. It's like, if only we could have figured that out prior. I did not love being married to him, but he's a good person. And I even told him about this. I said, I'm going through a lot of trauma. I said, a lot of it has to do with our marriage. This was just this week. And he said, I'm really sorry for the part I played in that. And I was like, like freaking out.
Thank you. But also like,
but yeah, the insecurities that I felt when I was married from 2009 to 2014 have been buried so deep since then. Anyone who's dated me in that time knows that I'm not insecure. I'm not checking phones. I'm not worried who you're with. Go do your thing. Fast forward 2024, all of that is coming out of me, and it sucks. It's so hard. Exhausting. I'm tired.
See, I was in all of that, every relationship prior to the one I'm in now. You know, so it's like you have to learn how to balance it, and it's hard. It's not easy. Like. But then that's also like, that's when you guys work together. Yeah. You know, communication's such a big one. And that's with anything, not just with a relationship, a spouse, a husband, a boyfriend, you know.
Any relationship.
Too.
It's a wild ride. And so when you get sick, not even just with cancer, but cancer is the only thing we know. When you get sick, you don't know what's coming. Like quite honestly, if I can so boldly say this, cancer was the easy part. Like, obviously cancer sucks, cancer's hard, treatment is horrible, but cancer was aftermath. The easy part. I feel like I was a heck of a lot stronger in 2023. I've said this before than I am in 2024.
We never really had time to process it. I think it was just like, you know, we got to do this, and this.
You're trying not to die.
Exactly. So with all the researching we've done, everything, we're like, okay. And now it's like, we're kind of on a stable path right now, even though we're still dealing with all these things. But it's like, now it's like starting to set in stronger and stronger. And that's what I even told the therapist this morning. It's like, it comes in such strong waves that it literally paralyzes you.
Yeah, it does. Know? It's debilitating.
It is. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, I have definitely said this. Or like, again, I've always prided myself on bouncing back, being resilient, like being strong, super positive, positive sunshine Becky all the time. And it's like, I don't feel like that at all. And it is debilitating, to the point where this anxiety is like stopping me from doing stuff. You know how many plans I've canceled? Like, I couldn't come to your birthday. I'm supposed to go to a Halloween party and I've chosen not to go. I mean, again, I'm not much of a drinker. I don't want to be drinking because I don't think it's good for my health, especially in this rebuild stage. So, you know, not going to the Halloween party makes sense. But the fact is, like, that wasn't my first thought when I canceled going. My first thought was, I'm an introvert now. I don't want to be around all these people who have really nice bodies and have
I was actually saying that to Mark. I was
like, going to be dressed slutty and like, I know.
I don't want to do anything. I want to stay home.
Exactly.
I used to love doing things.
I know.
And now, no energy.
I have a birthday coming up, and I said to Andrew, I don't want to do anything for it. Like last year, I celebrated because I had found out I was cancer-free a couple days earlier, and this year I said, maybe we'll go for dinner. And I said, but I don't want to do anything. And like, if my friends want to do something, like, I'm going to just tell them no, because I don't have it in me. And it's like, I'm tired. Yeah. My body's physically tired, but I think it's because I'm mentally tired.
Yeah.
I'm drained.
But it's like, when are we going to find that balance? And that's what I was trying to talk to the therapist this morning. I'm like, it's such, it's hard to get that balance. You think you're doing good, and one thing will trigger you. Like my stomach that swells up all the time. That's my trigger. If I have like 4 days where I'm doing okay, like today it's swollen. It's been swollen for 4 or 5 days. It's like, it's replaying that trauma over and over and over. And it's so hard to get it control over it and a hold on it, so I can be like, okay, I'm gonna be fine. But it's like, it's not.
Yeah, it's interesting. If you're not dealing with your problems, like they're never gonna go away. And so I'm proud of myself and for of you as well for going to counseling and facing these problems head on. but it's like, no wonder people don't deal with their issues.
Exactly.
It's so scary. And
this
tiring.
Should be free. It should be, like we've talked about in the episodes before, but like we couldn't do what we enjoy because we needed a break physically, mentally, emotionally, because we were so drained and not feeling well. Couldn't get out of bed. But it's like, everyone should have counseling. Everyone should have somebody to talk to, you know?
Well, I think because everyone goes through trauma, because
we all do.
I think trauma is like a sliding scale. What's super traumatic for you might not be traumatic for me.
And it's all different.
And vice versa.
Traumas. Like, some people may not have had cancer, but they're going through stuff in their lives, right?
Well, one of the videos the counselor made me watch was that Body Keeps Score trauma. It was a video for it. And they were talking about, you know, how soldiers coming back from the Vietnam War and blah, 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 and the trauma. And I said to her, like, I feel bad that I'm this debilitated by what I'm going through, because there's people with real trauma out there. And, you know, she told me off.
But this is real trauma. I think you're always been so kind. And mine's not that bad, but it is. Look at what's happening. Look at what's been happening to both of us for the last 2 months. And it's like, I'm the same like you. We're always try to say that it's okay. I think we love to just help everyone, and we don't want people to feel bad for us. I think that's one of our biggest things. Or we want to be like, oh, ours is nothing compared to. I
bounced through it. No big deal. Cancer,
right? But that's because we're trying to trick our brains like we got this, but then it's like we're not actually dealing with everything. Well, we've
talked about this in other episodes, fake it till you make it. I'm just tired of doing that, to be honest. And it's so funny how, like, in just, you know, 6 month span since we started doing the show, that mentality has changed. And I think a lot of it has to do with the counseling, and even just talking on a podcast. It's cathartic, it's healing, it's releasing. I'm
so much better.
I'm just too tired to fake it anymore. Like today I wasn't even gonna put on makeup because I was like, I don't feel like it even helps me anymore. I'm so tired.
It was like, I gotta put makeup on. I did 4 episodes last
Oh, you look so good without makeup. I look like
no, you look good. I've seen you without makeup. You look good too.
No, I'm just tired. Like, my eyes aren't the same. One thing I always loved about my face was my eyes. They were big, they were bright. I was a makeup artist for like 10 years. So like I was always very good at my makeup. Now I put on makeup and I'm just like, look like I'm high as a kite all the time. And then the bags under my eye is just, I don't know. It's like, I just don't feel like me. And I think a lot of that has to do with my eyes changing. My doctor said that they're very fatigued, and that makes sense. But like, I look at myself and I'm like, hey, I just smoked a whole bunch of weed. And that's not me. Like, I don't feel like my eyes sparkle like they used to. And my friend said to me the other day when I was with her, my best friend of 20 plus years, she said, you're a shell of who you used to be. You're not you. You've lost yourself. And I'm like,
well, what do people expect? Honestly,
I know. And she's like, you need to try and figure that out and get back there. And I was like, I want to, but the old me is gone. And that in itself is traumatic because I miss the old me.
I literally said that today with the therapist. It's like, trying to be okay with this girl. I think that's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do.
Totally. And like, don't get me wrong, like the old me had a lot of downfalls. Maybe the old me that I'm missing is how I looked. Maybe it's not how I act.
No, because you didn't have not just that, you didn't have the worry every single day of cancer.
Old me didn't think she was going to die every day. Right?
Or all these things that we have to do now. Like I said today, I was like, you know how much I want to go eat a bunch of candy or go have a burger and fries?
I had both of those yesterday.
But, you know, and you're just like, so do I do this or do I put myself at risk? And it's not just with eating, it's with other things. It's like, you have to second guess yourself or fight with yourself if you want to have this or do this. And it's like, not a lot of people do that. Like most men don't go to the doctor.
No, they don't.
And they're fine. They may not be, but they don't get sick till later in life.
You know what I'm learning about men as I look at more people's blood under the microscope? Men's blood is usually a lot better overall.
Because they don't live in fight or flight, I think.
Well, that they also release when they're feeling something. Like most men get it out of their system. When they're mad, they're mad because they let it out.
And then they let it go.
Like I saw a couple friend of mine and he is pretty fiery and she's very passive and she's the peacekeeper. Her blood, even though she's like the healthiest girl I know, her blood sucked and his blood was good. And and he's hard on his body.
But that's because she represses?
Yes.
And holds on to it.
Lets it out. And so I'm starting to see the correlation between
holding on,
repressing and holding on. And I think, that's part of what I miss about the old me is that I didn't have to think about my issues because they were hidden. But in that, I've also forgotten a lot of memories with my kids when they were little because I wasn't present and I buried it. And so as it all comes out, it's tough for sure.
It is tough. But that's why we took our little break. And now, not that we feel on top of the world, but at least now we can kind of like use this as an outlet for some of the things.
For sure. We can finally verbalize.
I guess.
Because I know there'd be days like Ashley would text me and be like, hey, like we haven't seen each other in so long. I'm so sorry. My health hasn't been good. And I'm like, hey, don't even worry about it, because I was like wrestling with stuff. And I was like, I couldn't verbalize what I was feeling. I just knew that I wasn't feeling right.
Yeah. Same.
I felt crazy maybe a little bit. And
you go in that state.
Yeah.
Like,
and so I think now to be able to like put it into words, what we're feeling or what, I can't speak for you, but what I'm feeling, it feels good. And my counselor helped me learn that I'm allowed to feel grateful and thankful for being alive. And also feel angry that I went through it and also feel sad that I went through it while also feeling grateful. Because I thought it was kind of one or the other. It was like, I want so bad to be grateful. Like every time I freak out to my husband and I was just like, I'm this, I'm that, and whatever. And he's like, you're alive, be thankful. And I'd get mad at him. And I'm like, you can't say that to me because I don't know. And he goes, you've lost a few friends already in this journey. And I'm sure their families wished that they still had, the chance to be here. And then I feel guilty that like, I do have a chance to still be here. And I'm complaining about it. But the counselor helped me realize like, I'm allowed to feel both.
I think the biggest one is the guilt of still being alive with having the cancer diagnosis. And a lot of people, I do feel, I get a lot of comments like, oh, it's so nice to see you're doing good. It's like, but you don't see me how I actually am. You don't see me sleeping. You don't see me days and days where I don't feel well. The struggle, the mental, and it's like, yes, I am alive, but don't make me feel bad for being alive.
Right. I can't believe people say that to you.
I've had a few throughout this almost 2 years. Well, February will be 2 years.
Crazy. Yeah, same. Actually.
Yeah, January. Just end of January. Well, we're the same.
February
like
1st
within 3 weeks.
That's so crazy.
Oh yeah, it is February. I forgot. Yeah, so actually.
Yeah, because I got that message.
14 days
in March when I was in Tijuana. That from your friend who said my friend, and that's when I reached
February 15th was when I went in the hospital.
Crazy. So we're 2 weeks apart.
Yep.
Wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I can't believe
it's been 2 years. Where's the time gone?
And we're still messes. Just kidding. It's gonna get better.
Yeah. I keep asking this. When do I catch a break? Like
that's what I know.
Both of our cars broke down within a week or two of each other. And it was like, and my insurance company has decided that I'm better and I need to go back to work in a month. Even though my counselor,
they know.
Well, even though my counselor that they gave me and my doctor have told them she's not ready. She has such bad anxiety now. And they were like, no, you're not, you're better. And so that like the stress of all of this and like my car and then, the panic attacks and the fake affair. It's like,
it's crazy.
I keep saying like, when do I get to catch a break? And, that's when my husband goes, well, you're alive. Isn't that a break? And I'm like, yeah,
I mean, it is, but they don't get it.
Yeah, no, honestly, like we've said this before, and I don't want to sound like a douche saying this, but like you don't understand unless you've been through it. And not saying cancer specifically, but like life-threatening, whatever trauma of any sort. Like unless someone's been through it, I guess they don't really understand. People who have never been sick, terminally, or partly.
Well, and I also think like jumping into this new season, that's why we're not going to just talk so much on the cancer and stuff like that. And we're going to branch out to so many different things. And I think that will be good for our health as well. And just be more versatile to being a woman.
Yeah.
Right. Relationships, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like being a woman in general is tough. I mean, being a man is tough too. I'm only speaking for myself because I only know myself.
Yeah.
But being a woman is tough. Being a mom is tough. Being someone who's sick is tough. Being someone who has trauma is tough. Like being alive is tough, honestly. And yeah, it is what you make of it. And so, you know, both of us are trying desperately to make the most of it. And, you know,
and that's why we do this.
Beats you down, though.
It does.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this.
Hopefully this episode's not too depressing for you guys to watch.
Yeah, the doom and gloom. I'm just
like,
gonna Photoshop
a
big dark cloud over top of our heads, right? Eeyore and Eeyore over here.
Right? And also I think if there's episodes that you guys want us to do, I think we talked about early on, but like in our first episodes.
Yeah, give us topics.
But
we're down to talk about it.
What you want. And we'll touch on anything. Really, we will.
As noted by Stinky Kitty.
Hey, I do. I mean, I'll still help a woman if she needs.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe I know that a lot of women are embarrassed, but I'm not embarrassed about much.
Yeah. I mean, I am and I'm not at this point. It's like, what else do I have to be embarrassed about?
Right? Like when I was so sick with my pregnancy, you know how many doctors were in and out of that vagina? And I was like, okay, well, what do I do?
Yeah, of course.
I'm not going to be, you know, and it was because I had preeclampsia, placenta previa, all that stuff. And it's like, I had so many hospital visits from then, you know?
Yeah, it really,
it set me up for now.
Right. But I mean, I just feel like really nothing humbles you like disease.
It's true.
Like body parts being cut off and cut open and whatever. Someone did correct me though and said that mastectomy, a boob off, is not an amputation, and then sent me a definition that said it's a limb. So if I said amputation when I meant my boob, maybe I'm wrong. Either way,
it's still a part of your body that's being amputated off your body.
But I guess it didn't like have like a function like a hand. Maybe I don't know. Either way,
it functions.
I called it. I called
it feeds your baby and gives it life.
Yeah, literally. But my
and it does other things for your husband. So I don't know why.
Not my husband.
Stop.
I don't know. He doesn't like that kind of stuff. Dad, these are not ones for you.
Don't watch this
That's
one.
For Dad. Put a disclaimer. Dad, no, not for you.
Parents don't watch. Honestly, I don't know if my mom's ever watched besides our clips. She's not a podcast person.
Yeah, my dad is a podcast person. Great. I had a dream.
Hi, Dad.
Okay, you met him now.
Oh, yeah.
I had a dream that I found out that he had a podcast and he was 20 episodes deep. And I was like, how do I not know this? But
could you imagine if he was?
He'd be great. He's such a good speaker.
He's a sweetheart. I like him.
Such a great, well, I don't know if sweetheart is what I would say.
From what I got from him.
He is an awesome dude.
Easy person to talk to.
Oh, yeah. And a really great speaker. He would do awesome on a podcast. And he's so knowledgeable about like
maybe we'll have your dad on.
Dad, why didn't you hug me when I was growing up? Why did you never eat dinner with us? Dad
was busy. I don't know.
Dad was busy working out. It's okay. It's not trauma that I deal with later in life. It's
Should we cut this out? Poor Dad.
No, Dad, I love you. You're awesome, Dad.
Learn from this. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh. Maybe we'll cut that part out.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so let's talk just for the last 2 minutes here about what's to expect. We kind of touched on it in the beginning. So name change for sure. We want to not separate ourselves from cancer, but like we don't want to declare cancer anymore. We want to be the opposite. Like, so something's coming. I won't say too much. So that again, guests, we're going to have a lot more guests on the show. We are working on sponsorship, which is going to be very exciting. There's going to be sponsorship opportunities for businesses to support our show. You're going to have ads. You're going to have things named after you. The studio will be named after you. Segments named after you. We're going to
have
do giveaways.
Your link on our website.
Oh yeah, I'm in the process of building a website. So yeah, we're gonna advertise everybody on there. We're just gonna come up with a lot of cool stuff, and we can't wait to bring you guys. And we just hope that you continue to support us. We're gonna have an awesome background. We're gonna have a new ring light because mine broke, and now I'm using my kids'. We're not going to be so dark. We're not going to be so yellow. Yeah, we're going to get set up in more of like a studio space. And that's awesome. A new logo, new branding. And that's kind of why we're waiting for season 2 to come out until we're like completely set up and everything looks great. So
it might be still, I don't know if we're going to post this one soon.
I think we'll post it soon.
And then we'll probably have another after December.
Yeah, I think in the new year, the new season is going to start. So, and we're going to start posting more on social media. And yeah, that's it. But yeah, thanks for everyone for being patient with our break, our extended break. Super important to prioritize your health, mental and physical.
And we enjoy doing this because it gives us some sense of normality, like, you know, takes us away from sick girl life or whatever we're going through and stuff. And it's just kind of our outlet to.
Yes, I am desperate for some normalcy in my life. Like I just want to feel like a real person,
a real girl.
yeah, literally. So you know, I'm praying that my insurance company, that, you know, if they see this, they hear like I am struggling. I am in no place to go try and help somebody make money and deadlines and timelines and be at work at a certain time.
To forget, like how forgetful I'll be mid-sentence and I'm like,
I'm pretty sure my credit sucks now because how many times I forgot to pay stuff. And it's not like I didn't have the money. It's just like I didn't think about paying it. What I should have done is at the beginning of the month, prepaid them or like set it up like my bank. I can like say, okay, today's November 1st. On November 15th, take out this money. I should have done that. I did that at the beginning, but I just got caught up. So I don't know. Anyway, stress. It'd feel, you know what feels so great if it didn't feel like I was wearing concrete on my shoulders all the time.
I think that's why I have my neck problems.
Yeah, really, like this all the time. Like
can't sleep properly.
my counselor, one of them, because I see several, she had said there's this thing that you can do where you're laying down kind of comfortably. You can kind of like sit up, but you start with your feet. You clench them really, really tight for 5 seconds and then release fully. And then you clench your calves really tight for 5 seconds, release your thighs, your pelvis region, your
all the way
stomach, all the way up to your head. And you do that just the one time and then fully release. And then on the last one, you do your entire body for 5 seconds and you're like shaking and then you release. And then the amount of like weight lifted off of you. So she started teaching me that for the panic attack, because like full on panic attacks. There was one day my heart was 170 beats per minute. What was I doing? I wasn't running. I was just sitting and I thought I was dying. I thought I was going to have to call an ambulance. And it's like, I'm freaking out. I'm cold sweating and I'm whatever panicking. I can't breathe. And it's a panic attack out of nowhere. And it's like impending doom. And then so, you know, the one taught me to do that. And the other one taught me like cold instantly, like get cold water, get an ice packet, something, because that'll shock your nervous system out of it. So if you're experiencing that, try that out. Anyways, I think we're good. Hey, 45 minutes. Again, sorry if this is doom and gloom, but this is our life.
This is real. This is what we're going through. And
yeah, we're trying to be vulnerable here. And I think we were. So, you know, we're not trying to get people to feel sorry for us.
We just want you to understand, I think.
Just to feel like we're real. And we are. So.
And if any of you guys want to be on our podcast, send us a message.
Yes.
You want to cry with us, be real with us, talk about things. We would love that.
We're very easy to talk to.
Yes,
for sure. We get, there's no judgment. We get what everybody's going through. Reach out at one of our socials. Instagram, we're on the most. TikTok, I don't know how to do TikTok. So I'll leave it up to you.
I even stopped my own.
I know.
I couldn't even for 2 months. I couldn't do it. I had to stop posting. And that's my outlet. I love doing it. And I just was like, I'm done.
People who are TikTok famous, Instagram famous, whatever, their lives revolve around posting every day. I don't have the energy to do that. Oh my God.
have. If you watch my nails, you'll know that all my videos, I have so many videos saved because I don't have energy to do it.
Yeah.
I can't. And when I have one good day, I'll make some videos, but it's like they're they're spread out.
Yeah, that's
for
smart.
the few months.
Also, Ashley and I, like, I'm extra and Ashley's very
Basic.
like natural, but we
Yeah.
showed up with like the same color nails,
It's
except
cute.
mine's like the wild version. But I was noticing too, your phone case is like the same as my phone case as well. It's like light
We're
pink and
quite
dark pink.
similar.
We are quite similar.
We are. That's
So,
why we work so well
I
together.
think that's why we hit it off right away.
We did.
Cancer, yeah.
Woo. It did bring us together, so we can't be mad.
Yeah, we're thankful. I'm thankful to have had
Thankful.
a friend who understood me through this process.
Right? And just gets it when you cancel. It's like, I can't.
Yeah, I'm tired. I don't feel good. Perfect. Me neither.
Right?
Yeah. So, okay. Well, on that note, join us, I don't know, on our socials anyway, for whatever. It won't be episodes, but in a couple months, you will see some brand new episodes. We're going to hit it hard. And yeah, we can't wait to show you what we have in store for the future.
Thank you guys.
Bye.